If he decides to run for president, Bill Weld would likely be the only candidate able to boast of personal relationships with new Attorney General William Barr and Special Counsel Robert Mueller.
Barr's a good, strong guy. I knew him when he was AG under Bush. Mueller I know even better. I brought him from San Francisco to Boston to be head of my criminal division. He succeeded me as U.S. Attorney, and then he succeeded me as head of the criminal division of Main Justice in Washington.
In the 1980s, Weld served at the pinnacle of law enforcement under President Reagan, prosecuting mobsters and public corruption cases.
And I don't think the president identifies with that at all. As a matter of fact, he claims to have spent that same decade judging beauty contests and chasing models at fashion shows.
With reports indicating the end of the special counsel's investigation may be near, Weld says Mueller's final report must be made public, especially if the president is implicated in criminal conduct.
If there's an answer to that question, particularly if the answer is yes, and it's hidden away from public view, that's doing a violent disservice to the American people.
No matter what the report says, some students listening to Weld Thursday think he should move forward with a primary challenge.
Donald Trump should definitely expect people challenging him because of how he's spoken and how he's acted.
Governor Weld says one of his biggest concerns is the language the president has used as the Mueller investigation has unfolded.
He, the president, has demonstrated almost an antipathy to the idea of the rule of law. So he calls people who used to be in his orbit and who testify against him, he calls them rats. That's what they're called in the mob, rats.
In Rindge, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.